everyone, Dorota Palicka, international nail artist and educator here. This is another episode for you, and we are going to do another amazing designs, something to keep you very inspired with all the hints and tips, and I hope you will find it really useful. And if you want to give it a try, just hashtag Dorota Palicka because I will be happy to really see your work as well. Also, we are getting close to my holiday. I can't wait. I so much cannot wait. And we are going to go to Poland for full 2 weeks. And I thought I will share this trip with you as well, because there is so many beautiful and amazing places. We'll live only about 10, 15, depends how you drive. We'll live about 10-15 minutes drive from the beautiful beaches in Poland, like on Baltic Sea, a golden white sand, like, and the weather is always so nice, like much better than in Scotland, like we've got too much rain in here. But anyway, like on the holiday, we're planning to do some trips maybe under the tents as well, and there is lots of beautiful lakes and also many more of the amazing places, and I think that might be something you would like to see if you never had a chance to visit the Poland. I'm from the north part near Gdańsk, and I really cannot wait for my holiday. So, but let's go back to the designs, and we are going to do something exciting. Check this out. So it is my favorite number, the 13th episode of the Perfect Monday. And yeah, I'm really want to show you something a little bit different and sunny, as I have mentioned before. And we are going to do a beautiful sunset and the palm trees. You can create this design with a little bit of easier version where we do only the ombre and then paint with the black acrylic paints or a gel the palm trees and the other bits and pieces. But I show you how I have created this look. So first you need to prep your client's nails, and if you're working on the tips because you want to use it for your display case, then you just buff the tip and then remove the dust. See, when working on those kind of tips, I really don't like the finish of it at the end, so I'm kind of give it an extra buff right at the end so it doesn't have an raised surface, and then clean it well. We're going to work with the number 173 for a background first, just because that makes all the kind of pastel and neon colors to pops out a little bit more. So I'm applying white all over, just nice and easy. So you can see it has a really good coverage. And then using the micro brush, if I have touched any other bits and pieces, I can just slightly touch up to clean it up. And then I can cure it. It is a 30 seconds cure. For the sunset background, we are going to use a couple of those colors, which is 164, 146, 151 and 148. So I will just put each of them on my palette. To save the time, but let's put the other layer, the tip is cure. So actually I don't need to put the other layer. It looks pretty good in a one go. That's a so beautiful color. It's called Ice Cream, and then the bubble gum as well. Really nice and highly pigmented. So on the top we want to go darker, and I'm going to use the fine liner brush for that, but you could go with the bigger brush if you want to do a quicker job. So I'm just applying on the top the darker pink and then start fading it. Then the next one goes the lighter one. And you get the base fade if you don't press your brush too much. Like, I'm not worried about creating a perfect ombre because it is a sunset, so I want all different kind of colors showing through it. If I would be doing this ombre on the client and only as an ombre, with a few colors, then you might be better off doing it in 2 layers, but we should be okay for a 1. Then the yellow one in the middle, because that's the place where the sun is coming up. And you can see I even didn't clean my brush in between picking up the color, because this way I get a really much nicer look. Then we're going back into the darker one. It's like an horizon. Orange. And a bit of the darker one. And now I have to just blend it all nice. So you kind of really keep going until you're happy. Then what else you want to do is check how it is going to look on the other side, because I want to do it as a full composition. So the best for me is to line the steep, and okay, the darker color is okay, but the horizon line is dropping slightly too much. There we are. So I have indicated where the horizon is going to start, and now I can lift this up a bit. And just perfect that. It don't need to be a 100% complete straight line. Too straight line, I don't think it looks too attractive. Just going to add a little bit more of the darker one, actually going to the side. I think it will be looking really nice as a finishing. Just remember, don't apply the gel polish too thick. Too thick application will cause the wrinkling in the product, and then it is going to come off really easy and peel off because it's going to be not cured properly. I'm checking how this is going to look. Yeah, and I'm pretty happy with that. So I can curate it now. So basically we have created exactly the same background like I did it in here, and then applying the top coat and buff it. So I've got it nicely buffed, remove the dust, and then squeeze out the paints for the next step. You could do it with the gel polish as well, but I quite like use my acrylic paints because I've got also the Nail Art Paint Black Concentrate, and this is amazing for really nice and thin line work. It's kind of make your color to be more pigmented, but also having a great consistency because you want to have a really nice and thin consistency for your fine lines. So I'm squeezing out a little bit of the black one, clean my tab, and squeezing the concentrator. Watch it because it's very watery, so I'm always carefully opening it up, and you can see it is like really watery. Close it. The baby wipes are fantastic actually for working with the acrylic paints. And maybe just in case a little bit of yellow. This one is just finished, so I'm going to remove just a tiny bit on the side and then bin this bottle. Okay, so my tip is cure. I can top coat it. So applying a top coat and then cure it 30 seconds. That's the top coat on, and I can cure it. I actually wait for my tip to cure and then I can buff it, so we are on the same stage with both of the tips. It will be easier. You can also, in the meantime, like prep your brushes. Now I've got two ones, and I tell you the reason. Actually, the brushes I'm using is painting fine liners from the NailPerfect, and you can get it from my website as well, which is www.nailperfect.net. You've got the link in the description of this video. Same the acrylic paints and the upvoted gel polish, but this one has a gel on it, and I try to use two different ones, one for the gels and the other one for the acrylic paints. The one for the acrylic paints tends to be more stiff when the paint dries out, and then for the gel polish is too slidey for the acrylic paint, so it's good to have the two separate ones. Of course you can use one as well, but then depending on the quality of the design you want to produce. So see, if I'm going for like a really detailed work, I would have separate brush, just because I can't get a perfect fine lines with the brush which was used for a gel polish. But anyway, that's my tip cure. I'm going to buff it. When you're buffing, make sure you don't put the product into your, don't put the dust into your products. So buff it nice and then clean it. Cool, so I've got two backgrounds ready. And I think that looks pretty nice even on its own. So you could use it on its own, but now we are going to do some palm trees. I want the design to be kind of connected, and this is going to be the most difficult part. So I've got also a tiny bit of the water on the side, and I need to indicate some places which are going to connect. So mixing my paint with the black concentrate and a tiny bit of the water, because this way I get a really nice consistency. And then here is the end of the palm and some background, so here it can go a bit higher. Then on the other side, just the same. So here it was higher, so we can go a bit lower. So I have indicated those places. Another one which I need to really indicate is the ends of the palm trees here. So I've got one end there, here, and that's how this is connected. And then here I've got a huge palm tree, so I need to draw that. And this palm tree is bended a little bit, so it's going here. Now at the bottom, the palm tree needs to go a bit thicker. And then we need to imagine we've got all those leaves on the top and here, so I need to draw them. The easiest way for me to do it would be to turn my tip. I want to just create those joining places, because once I've got those join places done and indicated, I can just paint it the rest. So here is the middle of the palm tree, which is not visible on the tip, and then one is going down here, and this one here, and this one in the other side. Okay, so I've got everything indicated, and now I can just freehand it. And we'll start with this tip. We're going to do another one more on the bottom. So basically what I'm doing is just drawing the lines at the minute, at this stage. And you're better off starting drawing your lines in the joining point, and then some in here. Because if you do that, you will get a nicer look. Like the first place we touch is going to be thicker, and then it is going to be thinner. So that is going to join in nice. I'm checking that. And now let's do the leaves. To do the leaves on the palm tree, I'm just preparing my brush, and because I have indicated where I want it to be, so I'm starting at the place where I've got my line, and I keep going, like drawing lots of thin thin lines. Again, the brush goes in the same direction, more to the top, so I can go nice and thin at the end. And it's a kind of really, the palm tree is pretty easy because it's a kind of a messy look. So just like lots of very, very small lines. And you can see how nice and pigmented the color is, and also how easy it is to draw the very tiny detail when I've got those black concentrate on my mixed with my paint. Okay, so the first palm tree is done. You can see it. I can add those details into the background here. So this is the bottom, which is going to be nice and black. Okay, I check how it looks all together. I'm definitely missing another palm tree in here, so it is going to go into the opposite way, and it will be much shorter as well. It's nice if you're kind of starting with just a thin line, and then you will kind of thicken it up at the bottom. Just much easier doing this way. I mean, at least that's what I find. And then we are indicating where the leaves are. So this one is bending this way. So the leaf which is on the top has to bend the same way. Okay, so I have indicated where my leaves are, and now I need to make them thicker and looking more like a palm tree leaves. Because this one is smaller and it's more, I don't want to go too big with it. So you're doing like some lines on the top, some lines on the bottom. So the ends has to be really nice and thin, and where you are in the middle, it can be a bit thicker. You can see like how small point on the brush I can get with those black concentrate paint, because it's not too heavy on your brush, and it's making a fantastic job, especially like when I'm painting like a really detailed work, like a faces or an competition kind of style designs. And I think this is something what the clients really love for holiday seasons. So you can see it. It didn't took us overly too long, but it looks really nice and attractive. I can put this one on the side, and you can see it. It is kind of matching, and that's what I like about it. And we can move on into another one. So I have indicated the background, the bottom of it here, and I want it to go a bit higher up on this corner. The palm tree, I've got the bottom in here, so now I'm just doing the leaves, which are twisting this way, because that's what we have indicated. to join the picture together. Now I'm checking. Cool. For the balance, I'm actually needing one more palm tree here. And then I think it would be nice to draw something else. So one palm tree in here. And again, this one is bended this way, so I'm always drawing like on 2 on the bottom, then another one at the top, plus an extra one which is kind of twisting the way the palm tree goes. So thicker, kind of shaky move, a bit more on the top to get a more volume. And then the other side, again on the top. So we thicker at the middle of the palm tree, and then we're going really nice and thin at the ends. You want some places to be more kind of showing a separate leaves. So leave some gaps in between. I never spend too much time like on those kind of designs, because we want them a little bit of the irregular shape, so they're looking best. We can also draw a quick beard, like a flying shadow of the beard, which is on letter M. So I could add one in here and another one in there. Now it went a little bit too thick and I don't like this blob at the end, and I'm actually happy that the things happen during the videos. I'm taking a blue scrub and I'm just wiping it off, and because we have buffed the tip and we have applied the top coat, we can easily wipe anything which we don't like. So the next one I have painted much kind of slower and precise, and the other one, because it's higher, is much smaller. There we are. So we've got some beards flying in here. I don't like this one as well. Actually, I wiped it off because I thought it will look nicer if I did a fresh one. So even if I'm doing those kind of work on the client, I'm not, I rather sometimes to take off something which I'm really not happy about than keep it in, because I know that's like all those little details make a huge difference. So I'm going into my micro brush to touch up the place I'm not happy with. There we are. It needs to dry out a little bit, and now I can just finish it off and make it look much better. And now the beard, which is going to be the biggest one. I take my time and I hold the breath because it's so fine detail. There we are. So that's another beard done. It's quite difficult to talk and paint at the same time. I bet you're all holding your breath as well. Same when creating the French. And yeah, I can show you that. So we have created like a beautiful sunset with the palm trees. I will show you because the light reflection might be not the best. So that's the full design done, and I need to just apply the top coat and cure it so it looks all nice. If you like those perfect Mondays, you can share it with your friends as well, so they can learn something new as well, and they can keep inspired with all those ideas. You can also request any kind of design you would like to learn, and I will be happy to produce that and put it up on my channel. So remember, every Monday we are doing a short episode of the Perfect Monday series with an easy salon designs, especially for you. And then during the week, I will be also putting on extra videos. They might be related to like a bit more of the structure or like on any other nail related subjects. And on top of that, if you want to see, only if you want to see, so let me know about it. I will be happy to produce the videos from like everyday life regarding all the crazy things I'm doing, really. So the first one is Cure. And you can have a look at them again with the top coat, because the top coats makes everything to pops out even more. And that's what I like about those kind of designs. And the other one, so we've got like a full beautiful sunset with a palm trees. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and bye for now.